Cuando compites contra los mejores, tienes que subir el nivel. Por este motivo hemos invertido $100 millones en nuestras fábricas. Hemos contratado a los mejores para examinar cualquier variable posible y conseguir que la Chrome Tour sea más larga, veloz y más consistente que la Pro V1. Pero el objetivo no fue simplemente competir, sino ganar. Y ya estamos preparados. Pruébala y entenderás por qué Chrome Tour es el nuevo oro en rendimiento.
Rory McIlroy, champion of the 2024 Wells Fargo Championship, into the interview room. Rory, congratulations on your 4th win at the Wells Fargo Championship and your 26th on the PGA Tour. If we could just get an opening comment on what this one means to you.
I don't know what's more unbelievable, winning a PGA Tour event for the 4th time or getting my 26th. Whenever I sort of hit some of these milestones or do these things, I always think back to, for example, like 20-year-old me playing in this tournament for the first time, and if I had known back then that this is the way everything was going to pan out, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So anytime things like this happen, I feel incredibly lucky and grateful that I have the opportunity to do what I do, and I was able to play good enough golf today to take advantage of that opportunity.
Wins in your last 2 starts, you moved up to number 4 in the FedEx Cup. How much confidence do you have now moving forward, and how much have these 2 wins done for your season?
Yeah, they've done a lot. I think getting the win at Zurich with Shane was a big confidence builder for both of us, and I definitely took a lot from it, especially with how I played at the weekend there. And I think this week was just a continuation of how I felt. I felt like I drove the ball incredibly well at New Orleans, especially over the weekend. I drove the ball great again this week, and this is, historically, this is a golf course that lets you hit driver a lot, and you can really take advantage of length off the tee if you have it. So, it's one of the big factors why I've been able to do so well here over the years, and combine that with how comfortable I felt with my short game and my putting this week, and I'm able to put runs together on this golf course that has enabled me to win here for the 4th time.
All right, we'll take some questions out here. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start with Ron on the
Congrats,
left.
Rory.
Thank you.
When's the last time your game felt this good? Does it come to mind immediately?
Yeah, there's been times. I think there was a stretch last summer, sort of like, Memorial, Canada, US Open, Travelers, Scottish Open. So probably right around last summer is when it felt. But I think this actually feels a little bit better than that. But it hasn't been too long ago. I've had. I feel like my 22 and 23 seasons were pretty good years, and felt pretty comfortable with my game for the most part for those 2 years. And then, I just went through a bit of a quiet spell there for, a couple of months at the start of this year. But I feel like I'm back where I need to be.
Go to Bob, right down the middle.
Rory, that quiet spell you just alluded to, what do you think was missing?
I don't know. I think there was, part of it was technical. I was missing a lot of shots left, and I think that was really it. And then not, missing those shots left, not having full confidence in what I was doing with my swing, and that sort of bleeds into the rest of your game. So, I've always said whenever I'm driving the ball well and hitting the ball well, I think it sort of, it goes the other way, and it feeds into my short game and my putting, and I can get confidence from that. So it just needed like a little spark, and I think that getting that spark, there was signs of life, San Antonio, Augusta, but getting that little spark in New Orleans and getting the win there with Shane definitely gave me a lot of confidence.
Will you go straight to Louisville, or do you go home, or how do you plan to approach getting ready?
Yeah, I'll probably go home and just sort of reset, and then head up to Louisville either tomorrow night or Tuesday morning.
Go to Adam.
Hey, Rory, congratulations. Fourth win out here. How long until you buy a house out here at Quail Hollow?
I must say I do go on Zillow quite a lot and look at some of the properties around here, but no, I'm pretty set in Florida right now. But I love coming back here. I love spending time here. It's a place that I'm very comfortable at with Quail Hollow, the city of Charlotte in general, and the people. I've for whatever reason I get so much great support here, and I said it on the 18th green after I won there that all these people have sort of watched me grow up. I won here for the first time as a 20-year-old, and now at 35. So they've sort of seen my progression throughout the years, and I've sort of grown up in front of their eyes, and I think that's one of the reasons I get a lot of support here too.
On a more serious note, you were 59th in driving accuracy, but still turned around to be first in strokes gained off the tee, second in scrambling, second in proximity. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I would say that even the fairways I missed, I didn't miss them by a lot. I didn't miss them by much. I felt like I drove the ball really, really well this week. And the distances that I can hit it, it's hard to hit those fairways at times. But if you're in the first cutter just off the fairway, it's a pretty good drive. So, and I was able to take advantage of that distance. Especially and I think that this course more than maybe any other on tour, I can hit driver pretty much on every hole. Which isn't the case for a lot of other golf courses, so it's nice to have that advantage.
Sean, returning to Valhalla, there's always kind of the look back at the old explosive Rory and this newer, more consistent. Did any part of this feel like that old Rory?
Yeah, when you play an 8-hole stretch and 8 under par, it feels a little like that. But no, I mean I've been sort of banging this drum for the last few years, but I'm a way better player now than I was back then. Yeah, I haven't had the major record to back that up, but I've had the wins. I've done everything else there is to do in the game since 2014. The only thing I need to do is get another major, and a win like this going into the PGA Championship next week is a good way to prep for that.
I know you said the driving it well frees you up, but was there anything as we get near to Valhalla approach-wise or anything that sort of maybe helped you unlock this 8 under and 8 stretch that you played?
Yeah, I think so. I would say the two best shots I hit today were the 3/4 8 iron into 9 and the 9 iron into 13. Just really good iron shots when I needed to hit them. So that gives me more satisfaction and more confidence than any of the drives that I hit out there.
Mike?
Rory, the birdie that you made on 9 to draw level with Xander, was that really kind of the moment that you said, okay, I got 9 holes left and I love this place. This is where I can go, and you obviously went a little crazy there with the Eagles on the back 9, but is that where the kind of jumping off point that you needed to really run away with this?
I think it was probably the hole before. So I hit it into that sort of little pine straw area under the tree left of the 8th. Xander hits it up in good position just left of the green. I chip it up there to 10 feet. Xander chips it to 8 feet. I make it. He misses. So I cut the deficit to 1. And I think just getting the honor back on the 9th tee was a big moment. Just mentally, and then to hit the drive in the second shot that I did, and it was a big moment to draw level with him going into the back 9. But I think I was able to do that because of the putt I made on it, the hole before.
One in the middle.
Rory, the second eagle on 15, when you threw it into the crowd, if you could describe the shot and then the aftermath and why you did that.
So I would say the bunker shot was relatively straightforward. It was one of the best lies I'd had in a bunker all week. Slide up slope, just needed to splash it out. The slope was sort of right to left going. So it was I wasn't thinking of holing it, but I was thinking that I could get it within tap-in range and make an easy birdie. And then when it dropped in, and I don't know why I threw it in there. It's something that I've done over the years, and it felt good.
Got one from Todd way back there.
When we talked earlier this week, you said pretty good expectations of having success here, given your record. You obviously achieved something great today. Now you're going to Valhalla where you've won. How do you manage expectations heading into next week?
It's really funny. So going into Valhalla in 2014, I'd won my last 2 starts. And going into this year, I've won my last 2 starts. So just need to try to replicate whatever I did in 2014, just try to do that all over again. I think I'm feeling really good with my game. I need to stay in my own little world next week and not get too far ahead of myself. But if I can step onto the first tee at Valhalla on Thursday and feel as good about my game as I did today, I think I'll have a good chance.
Got one on the right over here.
Rory, as you know, this was the last tournament with Wells Fargo as the sponsor. Excuse me. What do you think the chances are that Charlotte remains a regular stop on the PGA Tour? I'm assuming you would like that idea.
I think the chances are very high. Yeah.
Sean, you need the microphone over here, please. After the tee shots on 4 and 6, you're walking down 6 and kind of making some swings and didn't seem really happy with things. Maybe was there a key that you unlocked that led to the stretch going from 8 on?
Yeah, the first few holes I just didn't have great yardages. I had a good yardage on 1. It was a perfect just gap wedge. But on 4 and on 6, it was like there were like 3/4 shots and they weren't quite. I just didn't. What we talked about with my swing and trying to sync up the upper and the lower body on the way through. I find that a lot easier to do with a full shot or a full swing rather than like a 3/4. So it was more just. But then so it was more that I just didn't have great numbers. The first few holes, but then as I said, that 3/4 8 iron into 9 was like that was a huge confidence booster to make a swing like that and make birdie.
Rory, we started the week with you before the tournament started. You were asked a lot of questions about the player board and everything, and that was obviously that's been on your mind. It's been on a lot of people's minds. To finish out the week with this win, and how are you kind of balancing now? I guess the emotions of, hey, I can play some pretty good golf and compartmentalize the off the course stuff. I mean, it seems like there's a lot that could be swirling between your ears right now in all those aspects. Yeah,
there is, but at the same time, I think getting inside the ropes for that 4 or 5 hours or whatever it is a day, it's a nice escape from everything else that's going on in the world of golf. So I don't mind it. I've always been able to compartmentalize pretty well, and I seem to, for whatever reason, play very good golf whenever I have a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know if I need that just to really, when I get on the course, really focus on what I'm doing out there. But it seems to work. So.
Any other questions? All right, Rory, congratulations and best of luck next week.
Thank you.